Okay, now we're going to start on the clutch install. First I put the bearing back on. These all already have a lot of oil on them, so it's not really a big deal. Here, I'll just put a little extra on. Some on these gears too. This just sets right down in here like this. So the tricky part about getting this clutch on is that, especially if you already put the bottom cover on, the drive doesn't want to line up with it very easily. The oil pump drive, that is. So, there we go. Now I think it's down. Then slide that metal bearing right back in there, and it's in. Next is this little thrust washer here, and this semi-keyed keyway. Finally, the this deal. There we have it. Okay, so it looks like I made a little mistake. This ring actually does not go there, apparently. It goes in the back. Like that. See if we can't get lucky here. I think I did. And of course this guy goes back on. Right there. Then this one. Then there's a new special washer that you should not remove, or reuse rather, sorry. And it simply goes right here. Like that. Then of course we just put the nut back on. So let me grab a socket for that. So this nut goes right here. I'll just run this down quickly with the metal impact till I can get something better on it. So I can get a holder anyway on it. Okay, so the clutch basket's together. I'm gonna wait to do the actual clutch plates a little bit until it's probably back on the bike, because I don't want to soak them in oil in here and cause a big mess. But other than that, I think this part is nearly done. Okay guys, up next we're going to install the head on the engine. Alright, and there's the new head gasket. So, it does have marks to tell you which way, and it even says the model right there. But on this particular bike, it can pretty much only go one way. And that's that way. Up next is pretty straightforward. We just put the head on. Sometimes you have to push this a little bit. Guess one of these got bumped. Yeah. This stud got bumped a little bit, so I'm gonna tap it back out. Try that out. That's perfect. Up next, we just got to put the washers and bolts in. All right, so let's get to it. Oh, get to use the big purple one for this. So I'm not like torquing these down or anything, I'm just running them down till they stop with just a gentle application of force. Okay, those are all run down except for the one missing over here, so I'm gonna go look for a washer. Okay, so I found the washer, so we can go ahead and finish up putting this, mucking this stuff up. Alright, so let's get them torqued down. The way these are tightened, numbers 1 through 10, so that's being number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, sorry, 10, 11, 12. So bolts 1 through 10 get first tightened to 20 Newton meters, then a second tightening to 50 Newton meters. Of course, always remember to put a little engine oil on the threads. This one already had plenty. And tighten them in the proper order. That's all the manual says about it, so let's get to it. So number 1's this one right here. Remember, always be smooth on it when you're torquing things. So this is at 50 Newton meters. Sorry guys, my dominoes got here. So, we're going to continue back in a minute. Okay, now that we got those, the big ones torqued down. I was a little bit worried about that one, but I guess it was just kind of threading in also. At least that's what I'm going to go with. I'll let you know in a month or two. The two little ones are just torqued to... Okay, so these get tightened down to 12 Newton meters. Okay, the head's on. Up next, we'll start putting the cams back in. Also, I've got to tap and plug these, let me see if you can see that better. I've got to tack and plug these exhaust injection air ports. That's just the best way to do it on this engine. It's not a problem or anything like that. So that's the way I'm going to fix that. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and get the cams in, because I want to check the shim clearance, because I haven't done that yet. And we'll go from there. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is go in here and just make sure there's no dog hair, that kind of stuff, because of my dog. And then I'm gonna go ahead and kind of oil everything up here. So up next, I'm gonna get the start the intake cam and get it ready to go in. Just wiping any junk off of it right now. And I don't at all have this the right way yet. I'm just setting it in there. Also, another thing that needs to go in is the tensioner that goes on this side. Or it's not a tensioner, it's a guide, I guess. Okay, so now it's time to go ahead and start doing the timing, which is never much fun. Okay, so what we're looking for is this little punch mark right here. It's gonna align with the cam cap here in a minute. Okay, so they want, the way this engine's done is a little different than some of the others. They want me to take the sprockets off first. Find that mark again. There it is. Okay, so for the R1, the cams are installed without the cam gears on them. There's going to be two things you're looking for. The first is a little punch mark on the intake cam, which is going to be on number 2 cylinder right here. And it faces up. Then on the exhaust side, there's going to be a punch mark down here near number 4. So both of those need to be facing up. Basically, I'm just going to start installing the caps. So for the caps, there's an arrow that faces towards the, if you can see the arrow there. Oh, hello light. There we go. There's an arrow right there, and that faces towards where the cam gears would be. Make sure all your dowel pins are in there. So you're gonna make sure that punch mark right there lines up with that line, or damage could happen. Next, we'll install the exhaust ones. Again, the arrow goes towards the pulley, or sprocket? Yeah, sprocket. Sorry, I had a moment there. So we'll find, make sure it's not at top dead center, just in case I screw up my cam calculations. There we go, it's pretty good. Somewhere down there. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to start tightening up the cam cap bolts. You're supposed to do them in a crisscross pattern. So I'll probably start down here since the cam wants to spring up a little bit. Alright, so now we'll go on and move to the exhaust cam. Okay, then these bolts are going to be torqued down to 10 Newton meters. And we'll go ahead and torque those down in a crisscross pattern just like we were doing. Okay, so we got those in. The last thing here is to make sure that hole lines up with that line and that hole lines up with that line.